Welcome to Windows on the World. We're now going to have an update as to where we are now in the Corbyn coup. I have with me Piers Corbyn and Fatima in the studio. So, welcome.
Welcome.
So, Piers, give us an update.
Well, the chicken coup, as it's been known, is now showing further developments. The Eagle, as we predicted, never landed. And we have Owen Smith has suddenly popped up saying he wants to replace my brother because he agrees with quite a lot of what he says or something, but somehow he'd be better. Well, I think that the membership of the party will reject him resoundingly, because whatever he says, his record speaks. He's voted for the renewal of Trident, which is, by any stretch of the imagination, completely stupid, because it's old technology which will only be replaced. And the whole vote about Trident was really just to upset the Labour Party. And the second thing he does is he abstained on the welfare bill, the one that's trashing disability rights. Abstained on that. Now, subsequently he said, oh, perhaps he made a mistake, but you know, it's a bit late. If you're going to do the wrong thing in Parliament,
just to benefit his campaign.
Yeah, just to benefit his campaign.
It came out on Sunday on the Mar show.
A way forward. So, obviously, I'm going to say that everyone should back Jeremy and get on and pay that 25 quid. Unfortunately, is what you have to do. But I'd like Fatima, as a younger person, though I don't like admitting that I am old at all. Fatima, maybe you want to say a few things about why people should be backing Jeremy all the way.
Unfortunately, the Democratic vote has been attempted to be silenced through the Labour Party, but we can see that from the surge that's recently happening, more people are joining the party, more people want to vote, and I think it's important to remember that the contract you sign up to, as I did post Jeremy Corbyn election, it assured that I will have a vote, so it's a one member, one vote system. However, these votes have been rejected by the Labour Party because they know they're largely in favour of Jeremy Corbyn. So, and the people aren't having that because, you know, this is the largest mandate for a single Labour leader, and it just shows that the people are engaging with politics once again. People that have left the Labour Party previously, new people, young people, and I've seen that amongst my peers and my community, that more people want to engage in politics when previously they didn't feel that their voice counted. So now, unfortunately, there's a price on your vote. So,
well, the Blairites are meddling around.
Exactly, and this is traditionally the working class party. So they can be defeated at the price of £25, but I think that's more beneficial to pay that and invest into something than live under an extended period of austerity, which we know hasn't benefited anyone at all, apart from
it's crazy.
political
They've every dirty trick in the book against your brother, and it's become exposed. But this is the last chance now.
But in fact, it might have it's exposed because it's recruiting more members. So they failed in their attempt because people are sitting back, and I've got questions coming up to me because I campaigned for Jeremy Corbyn, saying, "Oh, why has he been treated like this? Why are they trying to get rid of him? Why is this happening?" And then that just engages people more, and his support increases. So they've failed miserably, and as we've seen with Angela Eagle, backing out because she hasn't had the support of her MPs. And I think it's pretty upsetting to have someone go on live TV and start a campaign undermining Jeremy Corbyn's leadership when in fact she doesn't have the ability to lead herself, nor does she have the support. She has her own constituency coming out saying that we're in favour of Jeremy Corbyn. Last time I checked, it was the representative democracy. You're supposed to serve your constituency. So why are you silencing...
She's in Parliament representing...
Exactly, they just accept the democratic vote when it ensures them a seat in Parliament, but once they have had that seat in Parliament, they dismiss their constituents, which is another point I want to touch on. Jeremy Corbyn has been re-elected for Islington North since 1983. That's a lot more than you can say for the current career politicians in Parliament. So if you have a concept of democracy to hold your politicians accountable, and you can vote someone else into his seat, but he's consistently been re-voted, doesn't that say that he's loyal to his constituents, to his supporters, and that's what the people are seeing? So Owen Smith coming out saying, oh yes, I agree with Jeremy Corbyn on this, and we're going to have a debate, and oh, I'm also in favour of this. It's too little, too late. You should have supported him.
Well, he's following, isn't he? He's not
exactly,
leading.
and he doesn't have the history on his side, because Jeremy Corbyn has come out on the right side of history many times, especially a personal impact on me for voting against the Iraq War, voting for an investigation, which Angela hasn't done, voting against tuition fees, and that's just opening the eyes of the people. What may have been a minority in parliamentary votes now is only working in his favour, because people can see the honourable, genuine MP he is.
It's blown up in their face, really, hasn't it?
It really has.
And it's started to look a bit of a shambles.
It does. And they go on about Jeremy being unelectable. What they actually mean is cannot be bribed and bought off. That's what it means. Or won't tell lies, as Angela Legal has told us.
Yeah.
But very specifically, in terms of by-elections that have happened, Jeremy has won them. Labour under Jeremy's won them with flying colours and swings to Labour, which were against all the expectations of the media.
The votes that
so
we've
for the Blairites to say this isn't good enough is absurd.
Exactly.
They wouldn't have done any better themselves. In fact, they would not have done well at all, because they would have been peddling nonsense policies that people do not want.
And our vote has gone in Scotland, in England, going towards the UK Independence Party, and now we're regaining these followers and these supporters. That's a threat to the Blairites within Parliament, but the people are saying no, and they're saying that we no longer want to associate ourselves with these similar parties that don't really show our voice in Parliament. So I think it's only working to our benefit, and that soon enough the voice will be represented in Parliament once again.
I agree, and it's actually just getting very interesting, because I don't think things have become as polarised and obvious as this ever before.
Exactly.
They've really shown their hand and exposed what's underneath it. And they've exposed their own tactics, which is brilliant.
That's what I keep saying to people. That's what the positivity that we can take out of this is that once Jeremy Corbyn, and I'm certain of it, will be re-elected as Labour leader, then we can start campaigning for the Labour Party as a whole, because what else could you use against him? Somehow they've tried to convince a small part of the population that he's unelectable. He's not a perfect leadership.
Well, it's
and you've got
bizarre.
Ed Miliband and Tony Blair giving advice. I'm sorry, Ed Miliband, you lost an election.
And Neil
That's where it stops there.
No.
Tony Blair, you've just been proven to have led an illegal war. Why would anyone take advice from failed politicians like
people
that?
who like illegal wars would do, I suppose.
Well, it's still trying to push the same PR, and the PR's not working anymore, because basically when you've got news that's just PR and you've got the tactics that are being used, the whole thing has now become exposed, which as I say, I think is very interesting. So, Piers, a last word on this for today.
Well, before I do a last word, what about Fatima?
Yes.
Last word.
Yes, she's the guest.
What are the key reasons why you want people, young people, all people to vote for Jeremy?
I think that people already know why they should, and I want to re-echo that and say that this is the only hope that we have to go forward. Once we get rid of Jeremy Corbyn, there's a limited politicians that have the justice of the people at their first priority in their agenda in becoming a leader. And I don't think that for my lifetime I'll be able to see someone such as Jeremy Corbyn lead a campaign and want to re-engage the public into politics, because to have a limited amount of supporters works only in their benefit, especially with the current voting system, with the first past the post system. It works to their benefit that people don't feel politically engaged with the minority parties, because they will ensure that they will have a majority within Parliament. So in fact it's a threat to them that so many people are getting engaged, and I want you to find out why they're trying to dismiss your vote. It's at the end of the day, it's a democracy, and they work for you, and they should be representing you. So you shouldn't stand up to something so ridiculous, and invest the £21 and £25, and then it will come back with much positivity.
Well, there's a good chance to actually turn over consensus politics, and there's an agenda that's being played out that's not really in the interests of this country.
Exactly.
And that's what we need to stop. So,
Right. Yes, I would say the key thing about my brother, he's totally committed to ending this madness of an economy where the rich have to get richer and the poor getting poorer. And that is what Blairism and the interventions by the Americans and so on are all about. Now, Jeremy stands for reversing that, making a fairer society and having a proper international peace-seeking foreign policy. Again, the Blairites do not want that. So the only hope we have is vote for Jeremy Corbyn, and that means for a lot of you having to pay that 25 quid. Please do it. And when the campaigns get underway after that, campaign for Jeremy too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, it's a good chance to change things. So that's it from Windows on the World for this section. We'll see you very soon.